Okay, so we are still study look. There are some basic way where we are going to apply the sorting algorithm, right?
Right.
So let us example like we have a like let's arrays dot as list, and let's say might be your list can be 1, 2, can be 3, can be 4, 5, 6. Okay, okay, let's enough. So now we have a list, and if you want to sort, so if you print by default, uh, array list maintain the way you are put data in order, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Similar
Right.
order you are getting the output. Okay.
You put array dot as list.
Yes, this is also another way you can create the list. Yes,
Oh,
different style just I'm writing so you are aware ki list uh, this interface object can be created the multiple way like list
so
of.
before we did list of.
Yes, this is also one of things. So you already aware started. So I'm writing is this way also you can do, right?
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. So here you notice the output the same order which the data I in put in the system, right?
Yeah.
The same order. So if yesterday, let's say I want to make a sorting order, right? So here, say, let's one more approach. There is a one class collection. Okay, collections is a one class. You have a method sort. Just apply sort and pass your list. Hey list, I want to sort. Okay,
Right.
and after that, if you just check your data in sorted order. This is the one simple way. You have noticed here I am getting data sorted in alphabetical order like
Okay,
E,
okay.
F, F, O, S, S, T, T, right?
Okay, first letter that way.
Hmm. So this is the one way. So start you ask, can I make a reverse order, right? So yes, if you have a like method, the second option you can pass your collection dot reverse, right? This is the method.
Okay,
They are reversing them. Print, you are getting in the reverse order. So this is the very simple way. Just collections class say I am providing the sort method. You just now this is the reverse order, and now this is the by default natural order. So generally, whenever you are not passing any parameter here, so the sorting is implemented by this collections API. Say I'm going to do ascending sorting. Here, not making ascending or descending because this is not kind of a integer, right? Generally, ascending, descending apply in the integer, right?
right.
But here we are talking about the number. Maybe here we're talking about any object. Here we're talking about a string. So here the
Correct.
simply say order, natural order or reverse order. By default, this is known as a natural order. Natural order. Okay, and this is the your natural order. Natural order by default means alphabetic order, right? And if you
Yeah.
want to reverse order, you can say reverse order.
But by alphabet.
Yes. So question is that how compiler is able to do it. Previously, we have to inform like you want to pass something, right?
Right.
Here we are passing the string class object, right? This is the object of your string class, right?
Right.
The beauty of that string class, this is the string class. If you look at the definition, this string class is already implemented one of the interface like a comparable. That means this string object can be comparable with another object, right?
Right.
So only this region. Let us example. If you write your own class, let's my class. So you can I can pass anything here. So let us like list of integer, right? So here say
Right.
arrays as list here. Let's pass 7 3 9 1 8 2. Let's say
Right.
so by default I am a yeah. And here if you write this is the by default and you say hey collections is a class dot s. Notice the collections is a class dot a sort method, right? And here I passed my list one. Okay, list one. And after that I am say this is list sorted. So question how come here I'm not passing any less than greater than minus, still I'm getting the sorted order by default, right? Natural order. Why? Because this is the list of integer. This integer class provided by your Java library. Java library say this is the comparable implemented, right? So this integer can be comparable with the two object less than greater than, right?
Right. Right.
So if you are passing anything list of existing Java library, if that object like string, list of integer, if this is the comparable, then this sorting works.
Right.
Let us I created one my class like a class employee, okay, class employee, okay, employee, okay,
So
and employ
string implement comparable
uh,
string.
yes all the yes the string class by default implement this comparable interface.
Okay. Okay.
This is the interface. This is the purpose to comparing the two object equal or not equal or greater than or less than, right?
Right. Right.
They have a one method compare to. Notice
Compared to, yeah.
only this is this is the interface. They have only one abstract method, right?
Right.
So this can be implemented using the lambda expression or method reference, right? Good thing.
Yeah.
So here I am trying to say ki by default, uh, all the classes generally provided by the your JDK, if that is implement your comparable interface like here, right?
Yeah.
If you notice this class is implemented by your comparable interface, okay? Due to this this method sort method already know okay this is the integer, the integer class they find the compare to method. Okay, what is the compare to, right?
So
So
compare the first one.
yes they just I'm explaining, they are checking this is the inter class and they have a one compare to method, right?
Right.
So they know ki we have already this compare to method. I can compare what is the less than, greater than, equal to, right? This is the compare method to compare. Check it less than one, then equal to, then zero as positive one, right?
That's
So
right.
if we are creating the list of any Java existing library like integer, like string, like float, like double, they JDK library by default implement the comparable. Means ki two object can be compared, right? What happen if I pass my own class? Let's say I'm create one record and that have a only let's one is the integer ID, okay, employee code, employee that's ID, and another as a string name, another let's have a age, Okay, that's three attribute. Okay,
Right.
and I create the here list as a new employee. Okay, and
Right.
create one employee uh, 101 comma name would be Josh comma age would be let's keep 45. Okay,
Right.
and list of list employee list. Okay, and let
Right.
I can add some more here. So 2 3 employee, right? I can add let's one employee might be 2. Okay, our employee can be 45, right?
Right.
Employee code can be anything greater than less than, right? Joe says that team, and here would be like this is the 67-year-old. Okay, might be someone like employee code can be like 19, and name maybe Smith, and age should be let's 34, right? Can
Okay.
be, and if you run, okay, 1 minute class. Uh, Here construct. I'm just saying ki this is the class, my class, right?
That's right.
This is class and this is the constructor. Okay, and here this kind of field. They have a ID field. They have a name field. They have a age field. And by default, it would be private, right?
That's right.
Private. And let's create in constructor, right? Right click, your generate, and use the constructor with all the parameter, right?
Right.
With all parameter. Okay, it's okay. And also override to string method so that we can the give proper output. Let's insert to string here and secure for all field. Okay, so this employee object I am created this three field and constructor and the to string, so that whenever I print, it will print this name, this order, right? If I not override to string, if not I override, if you run, it will print like a garbage value. Run it, it will like by default this employee object is printed like this, right? Class name only.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am interested ki please actually ID name. So I override the to string method. Okay. And if you run and able to get the data in the same order 101 employee, then 405, then 90, right? This is the 101, 105, and this, right?
Right. Yeah.
Uh, okay. So question is that can I sort this list or not? Right?
Yeah.
Here I'm able to create the list first and then sort. Let's do sort again here. Then what happens, right? Say collections collections.sort, and let's say I pass this employee list. So what so notice here compiler give you the error. If you careful read this, compiler say you are a parting employee perform comparable. Roshi, this sort method,
Yeah.
this sort method need you can pass any list of object that should be comparable. But
That
this
should be comparable.
huh, that means ki if let's I created employee one have a ID age name. employee 2. Employee 2 have ID age name. Question ki
right,
how our JVM say ki which one is greater, which one is less.
right,
How compiler know? Because this object, employee object, have a three field: ID, age, name, right?
right,
Employee 1 I created, employee 2 I created. So question, how compiler say which one is the less, which is the greater, which one going to first, which will go to second? Because this is your class, this is you written employee class, right? So I am not going to decide ki employee ID wise you want to sorting, or name wise, or age wise, right?
right,
In the case of string, a compiler is very clear, only string, so I can sort. In the case of integer, compiler is very clear that this is the integer I can sort, right?
right,
But here, employee have a ID, age, name. So sort method, you have to give indication. Hey, I want you sort by my ID wise, or by name wise, or by age wise. So this is the confusion. This compiler JVM not decide, right? Because this is your class. You is the owner of this class. So you tell me, hey JVM, please apply sorting on the basis of name, right?
right.
Is it clear?
Yeah. So in the sort, we
Hmm.
type employee dot name.
We have to somehow we have to let's think how can pass the how we can do it, right? We have to think. So if you note first things, we have a two, three, four approaches right here. So let's one by one. How to first how to fix this compiler? If you if you I want, so notice here say ki whatever you passing the employee this class employee class. If you implement this employee class is the comparable interface. First things, if your class implement this comparable interface, you can solve this problem, right?
Right, right,
So if notice here, this is the class T, they are need the comparable interface, right?
that's right.
If I have to go in my class, hey, this is my employee class, implement comparable interface, okay? And here I want, let's key sort on the basis of ID. So ID the integer, so I can say whatever the right. So
Right,
whenever you are implementing any interface, this interface have a one abstract method, right? So this is our responsibility. We have to override, right? Give the definition. What is the compare to, right?
right,
So due to that, this class now a error. So we have to say, hey, go implement this compare to method, right?
right.
So now this is a compare to method. And in static class, I say whenever two object, this is object one and object two, you are going to compare. So you have to return if both are equal, then you return the zero. If this is the less, then you return the minus. If this is the greater than, then you return the plus number, right?
That's right.
They have returned the integer value. So this is the condition. Okay, this is the return the here algorithm. Complete all the things right here. Your method should return zero, or negative number, or positive number, right?
That's right. Um,
So here we have to now we have one object here employee, and then you have to think I'm going to base, let's say ID base, right? I want to. So by default ID base. So I say ki whatever the current object this dot ID, just do minus whatever the input o dot, just say employee okay, this employee dot ID. So if you minus two number, let's see the ID, let's get ID 101. One ID 1 and 101 ID 2. So if I want to check, if you do just suppression minus, the minus y return 8 minus 2 return 8. That means this is the positive number. That means this is the greater than, right? So if you perform 10 minus 2, what return? 8, right?
Eight. Yeah,
8, that means ki the this number, your this object is the greater than. Okay? So Now, if you compiler is very happy, compiler no blame any error. Now say I know ki this is the employee, is the list of employee. This employee class have a compare to method. I am going to calling your this compare to method. So if you run, you check by default this employee list also sort by your sort method. So let's observe the output. Here the 19 is then 101, then ID 405, right?
Can
In
I
the
see the code again? Can I see that line
yes,
that we pass? Mm, okay. Yeah, yeah. Got it, got it. Yeah.
and
Now,
even
now
notice
it's clear. It's
this
the same
sort
thing we did yesterday. Yesterday we passed two
yesterday,
number.
right?
Today we pass the object.
Yeah.
Uh,
So here notice this sort method call your method. Let's here add just output s out, and just this is the employee and plus just say and this. Okay, this is the two object. By default, whenever this sort method internally call your this method compared to you retain the someone going to the call, right?
right.
Okay, what is this? Okay, this is the just I'm just demonstrating this R invoke. This is the object one object employee. Let's this is the one. This is the one employee this and this is the employee two.
This has become orange color. It's not
Uh,
text.
yes, this one. Yeah. So let's just I'm taking this compare to method. I am written the someone going to call, right?
Right,
So this sort method, this library class sort method internally going to sort. Okay, just run it and notice this after this line, this lines our code is notice here they are call whenever I printed here the sort method I call here sort method first line this printed this is the printed right and I
right,
call the sort method. The sort method internally call first pass the employee one and the employee two. Notice this is the employee one, right? 10401. This is the one employee one, and they pass the employee two here. This right?
right,
Yeah, they are compare which is the less than greater than. Again, they pass the next employee. Then here the 101, 405, then again 405, then 10. They pass, call your method sort multiple times and decide ki which is the less than, which is the greater than. So finally they, this is the less, this is the greater, this is the greater, and this is the greater, right? So this method, whatever you say, that is not call you, that call by your sort method.
sort method. Yeah.
Because sort method know that this is the list of employee. So this employee class must have a so compare to method, right?
Right.
So this is the one things, okay, one way. So this is known as your natural order sorting. Say natural order, natural order. Why? Because this employee class is by default given definition always sort by ID. Let's say I want to sort by name. This cannot do. A sort by age because here you can write only one logic, maybe ID, maybe name, maybe age, right?
That's right.
So due to that, whenever some class is going to write at the same time, they have decided what is my natural order. Whenever someone going to create and arrange my employees, by default always go to the employee ID wise, right?
Yeah.
The next question, how I'll do for this my age sorting? How I'll do? We have a two option. I can go change this code here, change here age, right? Here I am change age, right?
Yeah.
If I change here age, by default they are going to sort on the basis of my age. But might be I want both output, right? Here notice I am sorting the on the like age 34, 54, 45, and then 67, right? Is it clear?
Mm.
So question is here I want to both sorting, sort by name, sort by age. So how will do? At a time, this compared to method, I can write only one thing, right? ID, or age, or name, right?
Okay.
So
So
due to that sake, this employee class, whenever employee class going to write, at that time side they decide ki this is the one field on which basis our Java JVM machine decide ki arranging this number. Yes, your question.
and my question is that so this is how it works in the compare to method.
Yes.
So compare to method, yeah, it when you run it,
Hmm.
it takes the object and compare ID. So it can compare age
Right.
also.
Yes. But
And
here I want the both output by sort and also by name. Here I want here I want to first sorting by age and here sorting by name. How will do? Sorting by age both output. So here I'm not write both things. So is there an option without changing this class I can do it? Yes. Why? Because this class say you pass me this interface implementation, right? So I can implement this interface as discussed in four approaches, right?
that's right.
I, I if I can write this method anywhere and pass the code, right? Finally, objective here. You are just passing this line, no? This is the important line. If
Right.
this important line, I can pass the sort method itself. What happened, right? So here,
Okay. So
this
we
second pattern parameter take. You pass me the comparator. You pass me your comparator interface. Here, second parameter you can say कि I statistic is I am saying I am going to sort this list by age, by name, by salary, anything, right?
right.
So here we have to pass second parameter. A second parameter expected to pass the second parameter expected to pass the comparator interface, right? So if I am able to create the comparator interface, they have a one method compare to, right?
Yeah.
So here somehow if I am able to, this is my interface employee comparator, okay. Here I can, this is the interface. I know you can different approach to implement, right? Functional interface, right?
That's right.
So here simply we can say let I want to age comparator. So let's say class age comparator. This is the age comparator. Implement this interface. Okay, small letters class. Okay, sorry. Class age implements this, right?
Right.
And if you are implementing any class implement interface, they have to implement this method, abstract method. This is the one
Right.
abstract method you have to implement. Here we have two options. Now again, employee one. Here say employee one and employee two, right?
Right.
And here say employee one dot age. You are writing the age comparator.
Edge. Yeah.
So, okay. So you have to write the method. Let's write the here get method. This is a private. I cannot access outside the class, right? So I
Right.
have to just write a uh, eh, getter method, right? Just go generate and getter method I want to provide, right? All this, right? Someone can get the value. Here I say get age, right? Minus employee two dot employee employee two dot get age, right?
Right.
So now whatever the logic I am writing here, right? Same right I am logging written the here. And this age comparator, I can say, hey, let's I pass the new age comparator.
Right.
So this sort method is sometime take only one parameter, sometime take a two parameter. That means sort method is overloaded method, right? Same name, but different parameter list, right?
Right.
So now this is going to, this is the uh, sort by employee list by age, by age.
Right.
This is by default, you are not passing anything. That means ki by default employee class interested, employee class say ki always by default you sort by id, right?
Idea. Yeah.
Here
By
say
default.
by default by id. Okay, if you run in this way you can pass, right?
Right.
So notice this is the by id, this is by default by id base, right? This is what is this, what is this? By default id, yes, id I am passing here by default ids. So this is natural order. ID means yes, 19, then 101, then 405, right? Is it okay, right? So this
Right.
will come first, this, then this, right? Same output I'm getting, I think. By ID, by ID, 19, smallest one, then 101, then 101, then 405, right? Check.
Right.
And then check by age. Age means smallest age is this, right? This. By
Right.
chance, both are the same thing. Let's I change it, right? Here. Let's I change 84, right? Yeah, 74. This is the bigger number. This go to the last, right? Age is the right again. Because we are sorting by age, so age should be smallest 45. 45 is smallest age, right? Then six. Let's see, I change this to 27. Should be this is the smallest. This should be the largest. This should be the middle, right?
Right.
So in this way, we can get the data sorted by age. Age is 27 is first. 27 is first, right? Then
Right.
45 age, then 45, then 74, right? So here, this code help us to runtime say, ki, no, I don't want to the natural order. I want my own order. Is you comparator, right? Even I can say this interface can be implemented multiple approach. Like this is the anonymous class, or maybe same code you can write using the lambda function or method reference, right?
Right.
Anything you can do. This is the one way, right?
Right.
Maybe similarly, let's say I want to sort by name, right?
Yeah.
Sort by name instead of age. Instead of I am passing age comparator, why not I pass like name comparator, right?
So you want to.
You have to implement similarly. Let's go to the here say let's say this is the comparator employee, and I'm going to create the object of interface say like name comparator, right?
Right.
Name comparator, and here I am going to implement using the new maybe anonymous class, right? I'm not going to write the class, I'm going to just directly create the object, right? And here I can just say here implementation like similarly employee one object one dot get name, name base, right?
Right.
Name is the string class, another string class already given the method compare to, right? Time is the compare to method and say object to dot get name. Okay,
Right.
why I'm using the compare to? Because if you note, name is the again string object, right? Name is the string object, right? Its name is a string object. So string object, you have to method comparing two objects, right? So due to that, I'm saying I'm say name one compare to another name. If I pass here this, here this, then I can get the sort by name. right?
Right.
Now notice here I'm not going to change any employee class. I just write the new utility from where we can sort them, right? And just done. You can notice here I'm getting the sorted by the name. So here name here the name Josh first, then Smith, then Tim, right? Name by name, right? This would be by name,
Name.
right? So
Yeah.
in this way, whatever the attributes you want, you can apply sorting, right? So here, notice I am created the list. This is the original list, and after that I can do or sorted by ID, sorted by name, sort by age, right?
Right.
So now this sort methods are capable to sort your list of employee on the basis of your name, on the basis of your age, or on the basis of by default you are not providing anything. Here I'm not providing anything, like here I'm not providing anything. That means they are looking your employee class. Employee class have a compare to method, right? So
Yeah.
okay, this is the ID base. The by default you are not passing anything. They are going to implement the ID base. Till now, any question?
So the last line,
Mhm,
uh, they inherit from where?
mhm.
Uh,
Uh, you are talking about the employee class?
yeah. So you said the last point that
Yes.
um,
Yes, whenever I am not passing here in the sort method, I am not passing anything like here. I am created the employee list and just I'm not passing anything here, right? Key
right.
employee is sorted by the name field, ID field, age field. So how compiler know? If you're not passing anything, that means this employee class must have a given the compare to method, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So compiler call your compare to method. If initially notice I am not implemented this interface, compiler is very unhappy. You cannot call the sort method, right?
Right.
So due to that, whenever someone write this class at the times of writing class, same time they decided to, what is the my order, which field compiler decide ki I am going to arrange the number, right? Arrange
Right.
the list of objects. So that is known as natural order. This is the year whatever the field they define, that is the natural order, right? And these are the conditional order, like age, like name, right? Here you
Right.
decide runtime. I am going to different, maybe some different attribute like a salary. You can do for different, right? Right.
Right.
So till now, say ki same thing. This interface, this is the comparator interface. You can implement it with a class here, or implement it anonymous class, or best like option is the lambda expression या method reference, right? So same thing. This you can use the maybe good option. Same thing. You just compare like this. Here, I'm not going to. I'm not going to write this class. I'm going to use the lambda expression, right? So I'm
Right.
just comment here. I'm not going to this, right? So what is the lambda expression? This is the only the important thing, right?
Yeah.
So this is part I just assign my lambda. Here just say I'm not going to okay comment okay what I'm doing just commenting okay yeah. So instead of writing this, I am simply say I am more interested. I'm just like want to hear like a age comparator, but I am not using the anonymous class here like a anonymous class. I am just want to just lambda, right? Name
Right.
lambda, right?
Right.
So here what say? See, this is the important things only, right? This is the important thing, right? So I am just writing here, right? And between that, I am just share arrow, right? And that's done, right? Why writing complete this line? Overriding compare to. So this is the important part. So even I pass this lambda, it's also sort your name using the lambda expression, right? Even don't rewrite this line, right? Complete. Because why? This is the functional interface. You can implement it via the lambda expression, right?
Right.
And run, you can get the same output. Even this is the more concise, you can to lots of unless this is only one line, the even right here name still works, right?
Right. Right. Okay. So that's a lambda expression example.
Yes. So you can even say, let us just so comment this, and even say why I am getting unnecessary thing. Just commenting here is even say कि while writing lambda expression, that's one. Yeah, I say कि this is already no employee. Why you are writing employee? Just remove it, right? Just
Right.
remove it, right? Not needed. And this is the only one liner. Why need a curly brace? Just remove the curly brace, right? One liner.
That's right.
And right, even this is the one liner. Why read written? I can understand your return. So this is the simple one liner code, right? One liner, right?
Right.
This is just say one line, right? So this is the okay. This also works, right? Two
Right.
object compare name compare to another name, right? You are getting. Let's. I just commented all other things so that key commented out. Commented out. This is the commented out. Okay. So by default employee list, even you can pass directly. Even you can say okay. So let's compare it. Collect collect. Hmm. So I'm just trying to say कि here passing is a very simple thing. Instead of doing that, we are doing the very minimum thing. Even you can unnecessary thing not right. Compiler no, simply say just replace with this. Just you are say I want to comparing by get name. So even write this one liner. It's okay. Simply don't write anything. Don't write lambda expression. You will just use the method reference, right? Fourth approach, right? So here instead of uh, here you can the name by method reference. This is sorted by your name, right?
Right.
So here say using the not lambda name comparator by method reference. Method reference, right?
Method
Method.
reference. Yeah.
Okay, you can pass here. Even it will works. Even say unnecessary. Why you are creating a variable? Why not pass this code itself here, right?
Right.
Best option. Why not pass it? Unnecessary. Why create a variable? They even say you don't write this. Okay. You say कि here just is this passcode itself, right?
So
Okay.
get name is a method. Your
Get method reference.
employee is a class.
Yes.
Mm.
So in this way, quickest here. Now the best option. Now even don't retry anonymous class. Just know in this way we can implement. But simplest way, just say I want to comparing by name. You can getting the name, right?
Right.
You want to comparing even let's say by age. You can say by
Right.
age, right? It's by age, right? This is so simple. This is the
Yeah.
employee list. Say compare by name, compare by age. So this comparator class already written the utility method for you. Don't write. Just give me which field you want by age, by ID, by name, whatever the things, right? By ID, right? Whatever the things you want, right?
By ID.
Hmm. Anything you can write, right? So method reference is so quick as and simple way, right?
Right.
Simple trick. This is the list of employee, just comparing by age, by name, by ID, right?
Right.
Even this is so simple, right?
This one is easier.
Even you can write your own method like here in the age. What are you in the age comparator doing? Age comparator just minus 2. Just you can write yesterday, write own method, right?
Yeah.
Is it clear?
So when I type get age, can you
Uh,
go to that method? What's in there?
simple this name method.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay.
Yes, I'm
So
saying sort by name, sort by age, sort by method reference, right?
now they are returning this. Where they are comparing?
This
Which?
inside this utility method.
Okay.
Here they are comparing. They are calling compare to method,
Yeah.
right? So by default, means Java library, Java designers are say ki initially lots of things you can do as a Java uh, understanding. Ki if any interface I can implement by the class, anonymous class, lambda function, but
Right.
all the implementation is already provided by the Java library itself. Just you aware, right?
Right. Right.
This collection sort class have a only one problem is that your original list is also modified. This list is updated. If you notice, I simply print here as out my employee list last. This list is updated, modified. These collection sort are going to change your original list by the applying sorting, right? So
Right.
notice your last list also same order which is the last apply, right? So sometime this is my original list of employee, right? List of
Right.
employee. I want to sort. You can sort by the name, okay? Sort by age, sort by salary, right? But I don't
Right.
want to change this original list. You can get them and arrange according to your right. You can get here, arrange according to here, right? You can get
Right.
and arrange here. Why you are motive currently what happened? This sort function going to sort and update this itself,
The
right?
original copy.
Your original copy is modified by this sort function, right?
Right.
The this is sometime I'm not interested. You are different view by age, by name, by salary, by but why you are modifying me, right?
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
So for this, we need a stream API here. Instead of if you apply directly sort method, yesterday you notice also have a this employee list have a sort method, right? Notice yesterday is right sort method. Same sort method you pass like a by age, by name, right? Here the same
Right.
comparator you pass here, right? Yesterday will so this is also modify your list. This is also modify your list. Why? They are a sort method on the collection itself. Means in this collection you change this. They are going to the sort by your like your age. The file age is small as 27, right? The study will study directly dot sort, right? And today
Right.
we'll understand another method collection dot sort, right?
Right.
So this both you can say study class like collection dot sort, yeah, list dot sort. They are modifying your this original list. This
Okay. The original. They're modifying the original list. Okay.
what happened? Let's what happened? This list I created as a not as a list of as a list of okay as a list of create the collection is a list of okay and I am going to try here again say can you sort this list of right list of and list of so no whenever you are I don't want my original list should be modified right
Right.
So in this case, this function sort will fail because sort need to modify it, right?
Okay, so that's the design. They modify the original.
Original. Now we
Right.
are okay. Notice this is the modified. Okay. So is there any way I don't want to modify this list? I want always this list and always be same. Always 101, 405, 109. I am printing after this. Okay. This okay, sorry. You are passing here list of list of list of. Okay. And just run. So you are getting this is unsupported of
Yeah,
this because
unsupported. Okay.
this list of is the unmodifiable list. You cannot modify them. This sort method going to the change, right?
Right, right, right,
So in this scenario, stream is helping, right?
right,
Stream saying, hey, if really what is the stream? Last time we discussed stream. You need a source of data. This is the source of data, and you just create one stream. Stream just give the one value from here to right here, right? You get and do whatever you want, and just create another own collection, whatever modified, right? You cannot change anything here, right?
right,
So here, if really want this, then here say this is not possible because, and here you won't say, then say dot stream, and after that you apply sorted, just say, right?
yeah,
Sorted, just say sorted, and if you sorted, if you let's key apply sorted, by default they are going to the sort by whatever the employee class written id, right? Id. So they are going to by default sorting on the basis of id. But if you note, let's run, get this output before and after, right? Sorting. This is the before,
that's after.
this is after. After. So this will not change any output. Both are the same output you get, right? Because they are not modify your original list.
Right, right.
Notice both are the same order, right? 101, 45, 47, right?
Okay, so both has the same.
So where you get the output, right? So you have to say, okay, let's just you get another output here, different sorted list. Then you to print here. Now here after sorted, this is stream sort and then say dot collect to list, right? This is the list two. This is a sorted list, sorted employee list, right? So this list is the sorted. So this is the beauty. Now your original list up and down always be the same, but the middle one you can modify. Notice this and this both are the same thing, right? Before and after.
Right,
But between the this is the modified. We are getting the sorted by the default ID. ID the smallest ID, right?
right.
So this is the beauty of stream. Stream is not modified your list. Okay. Or after they sorting, they return the new list for you. Okay. They say, okay, use your my list, right? Because they cannot
So,
modify. Yes,
so that list in the memory or in here because we wrote it here.
yeah, this is the
In,
here for you. This is created for you. This stream, this tool list method they return for you, right?
right, right.
So here that means this list, original list, your same order, I am not modified, but I am getting the modified output in the new list. Okay,
Mm.
new list.
Okay, okay, I see. Yeah.
So question here, by default they are the sorted by the natural order. Natural order means what employee class decided. Employee class decided by ID, right here by ID.
Right.
So due to that, I am getting ID. So here question how I am going to get sorted by age, right? Yeah, by name, right? So here say again say list of employee, list of employee dot stream dot sort. Notice overloaded method. They say you pass the comparator, right?
Right.
Here say I am going to pass. Let's go. Already created this age comparator, right? Age comparator. Just I am going to pass is age comparator here, right?
Right.
Right. And dot say to list and dot variable. Okay. So now this is the list two. You are getting the sorted. This list two sorted on the basis of age. This sorted by basis of sorted by ID, right? By default, the ID, right? Sorted by ID. This is sorted by age, right? Right. So Stream API also help, but this is the only benefit. They are not updating, modify your original list. The same sorted method exists. So notice
Mm.
here, I am sorted by this is the ID wise, this is by age. Age is the age. Age the 27 is smallest, right?
Right.
So here, this is our need. Sometime I don't want my original list. Can anyone modify, right? Original
Right.
copies. Whatever the view you want, you can you create a different view. Sort by name, sort by age, sort by salary. You can do. If then I can use a stream. Sometime I'm not any bother. You can modify my list. Okay. The only problem here, if you modify the let's see, this is my original data, right? Original
Right.
data. I am
Mm.
created on the let's see three page. Okay, I am created three page. Page one sorted by a name, right? Page one I am created sorted by age. One
Age.
page sorted by ID, right? ID.
Mm.
Whenever someone say I am hit sorted by name, they get the name, but this is also modified by name, modified by name, right? Because they are getting
Mm.
data from the same, right here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
The only
Mm.
problem, if you sorted by name, they can go to modify the original list. Modified this. This is accessed by here, accessed by here. The both output change, right?
Right. Right.
Let's this person say I am sorted by age. They click on the age button. So now all are going to sorted by age because this is the modified age, right?
Right. Right.
The only
Okay. So.
problem in this
Uh-huh.
case, if your data, original data, have viewed by the different pages, a different website, suddenly all the things change. That is one kind of bug, right? One kind of defect, right? This
Yeah.
person say, "Ki I want to sort by age," this say I want to name. But whenever someone first click, the same data reflected here, right?
Right.
Because
So.
this change the original list. Only the reason. So what happened? I don't change the original. Just say the Stream API. Stream API not modifying the any data. So always you get by name, the name. By age, the age. Then ID, then ID.
Okay. So only Stream API will give you separate record.
Copy, separate
Separate.
sorted result.
The one we did last.
Right. Yes. The here we are returning the new list. New list. Returning the new list. Before notice before all the things we read here, and this after this like a sort method. They are not returning anything, right? They are just I'm printing all the original modified is right.
Right.
Always the original list is modified. Here the notice here I am called list.sort, and after that I am not getting any new value. I am just printing the original list, right?
Right.
The here original sort method on the list are compared collection.sort. Both are need to modify the original list. This is the way design. But sometime you don't want my original list modified, then you have to go the stream.sorted, right?
Right.
And in Stream.sorted, you have to create the any number of, like similarly here, by age, by salary, by whatever you want, right?
Right.
You can do by name here, so you can just say the name, right? So this is the different approach, different you can say styles of collection framework offer you sorting your the object.
Right.
Okay. So whenever you are going to apply Stream.sort, are by default sorted method. They are sort whatever the by the natural order, right? Means whatever this class implemented compared to method, right?
Right.
But always you don't want to only the by ID. I want by name, by age. So you have to specify the separate column for which column you want to sort. By name, by age, what?
By name, by age.
Whatever the things, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And so generally sorted method we are using the method reference here, or you can use any other way, right? Like a lambda expression you can pass here, you can pass your anonymous class, you can pass your implementation class. But nowadays look like very concise simple code in the method reference, so we are using method reference, right?
Right. Right.
But here notice this method already expecting you pass with the comparator, right? Comparator is the functional interface, right?
Right.
A functional interface can be implemented as a four-way. So here we are using the one way, using the method reference, right?
Oh, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
So you have today learned sort in the three places. One via Stream API sorted.
Right.
One second one on the list itself. This is the list, list.sort, right? Yesterday we discussed that in the detail, right?
Right.
List class.sort. And today we discuss another utility class, new class collections that have a sort method.
Mm,
So generally, whenever you are going, we have a collections of object. Now we have a collections of object. This is the list of object, right? Object
right.
one, object two, object three, object four. You want to apply sort, and you want this original list should be modified. Then we have two options. One is the again say list dot sort itself, right?
Right.
Second way, no, I am not using the new class collections dot sort. Okay, both sort method, this sort method is going to over modified your original list, right?
Right.
But another approach, no, I don't want to modify this. I am just want to different copy of the sorted, right? New copy of the sorted. Just use the stream dot sorted, right? They return the new copy of your sorted by the name, right? Or you want to
Right.
sorted by age, they return the new copy of your sorted by the name, right?
That's
Age.
more useful.
Yes.
That's and most
So
people use this
yes,
in the
most people
real
use this.
life. Yeah.
Yes, Stream API,
Extremely.
right?
Right.
So these are the different approaches. Uh, Even this is the one more. This give a option you can use this directly sort or collection. Both are the same thing. Here these things are these things. Yesterday whatever did at today, both are the same thing. Just I want to today day. This is the one way. This is the another way. Somewhere you find the code this way, somewhere written, right? Both are the same thing. Nothing difference, right?
Right.
This method internal list class also implemented for you. Even you know don't use the new class. Simply if you notice here, you just write the mouse. I here IntelliJ suggest you can use this list.sort, right? Suggested, right? List.sort. So
List
here,
dot
if you
sort.
just
Okay.
click here and say sort, then the same code, right? Notice here
Right.
this and this. So both approach we should know. Someone write this code, someone write this code, and someone might be write the stream.sorted,
So
right?
both are same at the
Uh,
top, like the
Here
one
both
you
are the
showed.
same
Yeah.
thing. Yes,
Yeah.
both are
Yeah.
the same thing. Different we have two writing code.
So collection.sort or employee list.sort.
Generally, always prefer this way nowadays. IntelliJ also suggests please use this list.sort itself, right?
Right,
Because this list class already, this is the list interface, this is the list interface, this already define your sort method. A to array, add, remove, add all, then there is a sort method. Sort, right? Here.
right.
By default, they are doing the sorting. Internally, this method also is the array.sort class, right?
That's right.
Yesterday I say ki array.sort class. And if you notice this collection.sort also internally implements sub sorting. Again, the same method, array.sort. The finally all this data structure internally they are using array.sort, right?
Right,
Even you can here say same thing here also you can say like or you can say arrays. Start as a arrays dot sort. You can pass your simply list. Okay, it's also works.
right,
Okay, and you have to pass your this is the comparator like by age by whatever thing, right?
right,
Okay, so this way this code alternately internally used by your compile. So as of you just preferable, you have a two approach. One is the employee.sort or stream.sort.
right,
Employee.stream.sort. So these are the major things currently we are using. Maybe stream.sort or list.sort itself. But somewhere you can find someone using the code like collection.sort, someone say
right,
array.sort, right?
right,
So all the utility internally they are implemented. Finally, these are the method provided by your Java runtime system JVM, and we just use, right.
right.
So today, over recap, whatever the sorting method you have, by default, if you have a list of your string class, yeah, list of your integer class. So by default, the sorting is provided by the library itself. Means this class
Library, yeah.
already implemented compare to method, right? This class
Right,
already implemented to compare to method, right? If you are writing your own list of employee class, this is your class, not the library class, right? So if you write your own class, then you have to say this class also comparable so that anyone can be compare, right? If someone, let's give we have created employee 1, employee 2, this is your custom object, right? Custom object, right? So
right,
compiler don't know ki this is a greater or this is a greater, this is a less or equal. How no? The compiler say ki if you created your own class, you tell me ki this is comparable or not comparable. First things, if you not implement this comparable, that means these two objects cannot be compared. Compiler cannot say it is a greater than, less than, or equal because it is not comparable, right?
right, right,
So if you are using your own class and you want that can be comparable or not comparable, right? Then you have to implement this compare to method, right?
right,
Next question. If comparable, that means here at the writing at the time of writing, I can only give the specific field. I want to employee object can be comparable on the basis of your ID field, right? This ID and this ID compare going to the check because the integer value they can easily compare, right? So
right.
here three field like integer, string, or name. So you have to tell on the which field you want to make two object comparable.
Integer works.
Integer work string class is the Java library provided. So Java library also implemented it. It's also comparable. If you look F3, this is also implement comparable, right?
Right,
This is
right,
also comparable on the basis of whatever compare to method they return. Compare to return, compare to, right? They have written this logic. They are working on the basis of your alphabetical order, right? They are sort your number on the basis of alphabetical order, right?
right,
So here Today we have to learn two. wha- Next question: what happened? Let us one class employee instead of a department. Okay, department class. Okay, and they
Right.
have a same like department name, department ID. Let's do right here and insert constructor. Right.
Right.
If now this class, this is the department class. This is not implement comparable. So this department class you cannot call the sort because it's if you let's create here because this is you are not say कि this department object is comparable. Let's I say list of and here say what is list of say new department right and department
Right.
ID 10111 right and department name CS let's say eh?
Right. Yeah.
And let's do two field right. Let's say I created two three department 1 department 2 let's CS IT right 1 2
Right.
okay 21 and let's give one more like we created the finance okay
Right.
finance okay finance let's give have a ID like a 10 okay might be and let's key create the variable. Now we have a list of your departments. So is it list dot sort works or not? If I pass department dot sort,
Right.
okay. So let me as I just initially let's just show new arrays as a list. So that key arrays as a list. So that it will be sort method available, right? So question now it's now this department have a method like a dot sort. So here or you can say simply say firstly uh, collection dot sort right and I can
Right.
pass this list. So here compiler say I cannot compare these two department object because
Mm.
this is the not comparable object right here say this is not comparable object right.
Right.
So so question is it possible I can compare or sort or not.
Oh, maybe you. Sorry. What was that?
Now question ki can here this I don't want to modify this class implement like this. I don't want to implement. So still I'm able to sort or not.
Mm.
So here second parameter say yes you can pass the second parameter and pass the comparator right. So already we know method reference. I can pass like here right by let's by ID by name by age by name let's right here
Right.
method reference. So here say second parameter take pass like I know you are need a comparator dot comparing and I'm say ki department uh, colon by let's write the method getter setter method right here else insert getter method right
Right.
say what say colon department okay comma here say new comparator. So it works here easily. Here say object one dot get. Why not any method come? 1 minute. Okay, I'm created setter method. I need a getter, right? Get method, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. So I'm confused. Why not they are allowing me, right? So here, even write anonymous class, just clear to understand it works. Just say, now say simple go method reference, right? Compare dot comparing department colon name, right? So if you print out departments before and after, right?
Right.
So now you are so here the magic is that even this class is not comparable, right? But still, okay, you have to implement string method, right? So that you get the output, right? So here output like this, right? So
Right.
you have to just implement to a string, right? To string, right?
Right.
So that we will get the output. So here intention is that sometime now the department is sorted by the your here like a CS, finance, and ITI, right?
Right.
CFI, right? So it's work. That means this is not always necessary. Your object implement this comparable, right? Runtime, you have an option. You can pass, you can compare by name, right?
Right.
So here say ki, if you have own class, department employee, if they implemented comparable, it's good. If not, then you have to runtime say this is the compare by this. And even this way, or again say, let's still department.sort itself, right? And here
Right.
say by ID, right? By ID. It also works. So this is okay. What is error? Okay, okay. Whenever say list dot, then you don't need to pass your list, right? Already say ki this is list. Let me the department list. Okay, this is the list. You can list here if you part list dot sort itself method. Both are the same thing, right?
Right.
So here by rear ID by name. So here objective is that it works, right? This is the by ID. By ID means 10, 11, 21, right? By name
Right.
CS, finance, and IT. So in this way, our objective is that even you can say third approach like dot stream dot sort. If you do this sorted dot to list, so what do you think? It works or not? What do you think? It works or not?
It should work.
Department list. How compiler know on which field I'm going to the sort?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So in the case
Mm.
I say ki your object is not comparable, right?
Mm.
Because by default you are not passing anything. That means
Right.
they assume ki department class must have a compare implemented this compare interface, right?
Right.
But even if not implemented, so in this case a code compile but runtime it will fail. Say ki your department of the object is not comparable. So for
Mm.
natural ordering, for default ordering, your department class must implement comparable. But you are saying, I'm not interested to impare. You decide whatever you want. Okay. So here you can pass like let's give on to basis of my ID. Here you can pass. Then it's okay. Then you have hint them. Yes, compare by ID. Is it okay? It's work, right?
Right. It works. Yeah.
So here notice here two kind of interface. One is the notice this is the interface comparator. Okay, sorted method need the one interface like a comparator. Okay, comparator
Right.
of types, and this comparator interface have a object method, this, right? Object method this. And notice another is the here in the last we say comparable. Yeah, compare to this method, comparator interface, right? So just I am trying to say here we have to learn two interface. One is the, sometimes someone may ask what the this, and this interface have a, this is the comparable interface. They have a only one abstract method, compare to, right?
Mm.
So here notice they have a differences. So by default, if your any model, any class is not providing any kind of comparable utility, then this class comparator help us. Here say ki, give me past two object and you will give the logic on which base we want to compare, right?
Mm.
So instead of writing this code, I am just writing here. Uh, Good understand key new comparator and department. Here say you have a two object, object one dot get name and get id minus object 2 dot get id. So here you are saying you are passing the comparator. They are overriding this two method, right? Department one and department two and comparing to.
That's right.
That's right. This is the uh, way. So whenever, because this department is not implemented comparable, so you have to pass the comparator and two object, object one and object two comparing. But question is that whenever I'm comparing this interface, uh, they have to take only one parameter. Here notice I have only take this is the one parameter, right?
Right.
What is the next parameter? This itself, the object itself, right? They calling.
Okay. So there are two way. One is called compare to,
Mm.
and the other one is
Yeah.
called compare.
Yeah. So whenever this is by default, always go with your model class, means your department class, employee class. You have to compare method, compare to. Okay.
Right. Right.
So
Okay.
this is for your natural order. This is for your
Natural order.
natural order.
So which one is more popular?
Both. I am just trying to convince
Okay.
both.
Both. Okay.
This is the custom order.
Mm.
Custom order. Okay, so here whenever class designer designing the class, at that time they decide to keep this my department object comparable, means ki they can arrange in ascending order, descending order. They can decide ki go by the id or go by the name. So where this department say ki always my department object sorted by id or name, where they decide.
Mm.
So till
But
now,
the actual sorting is done by Java because
yeah,
the
sort method is implemented by Java, yes.
okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here I am trying to say there are two interfaces. One is the comparator, one is the comparable. Comparable is for the your natural order. Natural order means ki whenever you are designing the class, at that time you have to going to implement comparable and say this employee class is arrangeable ascending or descending order on the basis of this ID field.
Right.
If you are not writing this, if you're not implementing that, in this case default sorting not work. Like default sorting not works. Clear? Default sorting
Right.
means like just here mentioned default.
Compare to.
Yeah,
Compare to.
default sorting means like I say department list dot stream dot sorted dot to list. Okay.
Oh, that's a default.
Uh,
That's,
so by default this will fail sorted. Why fail? Because your department object is not comparable. They are not implemented. The default in natural sorting is not work if your department class is not implement comparable, right?
Mm.
But alternative, if let's keep this is the class currently we have. Sometime we are using the class that's provided with the library itself, right? Yeah, some third party code. We have not any control to change this class. Still, I want to sort them. So we have alternative option. This is the comparator. Custom order means here I am going to decide. Okay, default no available. Then tell me. Here we have a two department object. Let's keep order by the ID, order by name. Here we have a code, right? So this comparator interface are used to define your custom order, right? Is it clear?
Yeah.
This is comparable is the by default nature of your object. So this is generally this department. Whenever you are writing the class, your name, Java name, yeah, employee, department, anything. At that time, you are using this comparable interface, right?
Right.
While calling the sort function, at that time you want to change the different sorting parameter. Then you have the comparator interface. Comparator interface you to write for any field. Comparator by age, comparator by name, comparator by many number of fields you say, like comparator by ID or by name or by age, right? Any field.
Right.
But
Right.
here you can take only one field, only only one field, right?
Right.
So this is the major differences. This is by default allowed to sort, arrange your element on a specific one field by, right.
Right.
This is the comparator, the custom order. Here you can create any number of your comparator by ID and name and ID. Any combinations you can do, right.
Right.
Good things, if this comparator not exist, then you cannot do the sorting for the department which doesn't comparable. So this comparator interface help us. If your department even is not comparable, still you can to compare, still you can to sort them, right?
Right.
Using this the comparator interface. So these are the many times confusion between the initial developer whenever going to write the code. When I am using going to use the comparator, when I am going to use the comparable, right?
Still, developer field is a little confused.
Yes. So I'm writing using, especially I'm specify here. The comparable is also interface. This is also interface.
Mm.
They have a compare method. They take a two parameter. They take only one parameter compared to. The by default, this is used by the your Java model classes. Whenever writing class, at that time you're going to implement this compare to method. This compare to method always written inside your method, right? In the class, right? Here, right?
Right.
But this compared to method might be implemented by the four way. Maybe implementation class, anonymous class, lambda expression, and method reference. Due to that, this is the look like if you look the document here, comparator is the mentioned like a functional interface that can be implemented four approaches, right? And notice this comparable, that even this is a single abstract method, they are not mentioned the functional interface, right?
Right.
They suppose say whenever someone going to write the Java class, at that time they implement and override this definition. Look like we did in the employee class, right? Here, right? We implement this class interface and override this method, right? The
Mm.
intention of that, this comparable is your model. Means ki whenever writing class, at that time you deciding ki I'm going to say ki object of my department class is comparable. So what is the compare to method? This is a compare to method override in your class. right?
Right.
Class means the list of what? List of department, list of employee, list of string. What should be the default order? If you notice here, like initially we say list of string, right? List of string. So this string class say I have to implement this comparable, right? So that my list can be comparable. Similarly, if you write your own class, like here employee, the employee class say, hey, employee class implement comparable, so that we can make the arrangement. But it is not always mandatory. Might in the case of our department. In the case of our department object, I am still written department, but not implement, right? That means then we have another option like here. You can use the comparator. Only
Right.
one option now, comparator help us to make the sorting. Else you cannot make any arrangement. Default arrangement not work for the department object. It will this will fail the code, right? If you print, it will fail the object. If you run, this line will fail. This sorted method will fail because compiler not decide your department object I'm going to sort on which field, right?
Mm.
Okay, sorry. List to list.
Some mistake.
No, no, just variable already defined. List to. Okay, list to two times here. Okay, this should be let's one. I'm just type list to two time, right?
Right.
Variable duplicate. So this is the only major differences between your comparator and now it's notice this is the fail. You cannot do default sorting on this department. This is
Right.
not allow. This line, well, this line not allow. Not allow
Not allowed.
to sort department because department is not comparable, not implement comparable, not
Not
implement
in compare. Yeah.
not implement comparable, right?
Compare. Yeah.
If you I comment out, it's code run, okay, without sorting, right? Just return the list. But if you want to that we have to no now it's work, right? Without sorting, right?
Right.
So if you really want to sort, then you have to only one option. You can use the comparator, right? Here you can pass comparator, right? Comparator can
Right.
pass
Right.
using your this is a method reference or using the anonymous class or lambda expression, right?
Right. Right.
So that is the take of today's session is that we are able to arrange maybe descending order, ascending order, any order of the
Right.
any Java object. There are two kind of object. One is the Java library provided, right? Like
Right.
string class, like your integer class. So by default, these classes implemented comparable interface, implemented this comparable interface and compared to method, right? So
Right.
due to that, by default, this sort works. By default, you are able to sort them. But whenever you're writing your own class, custom class, that's your responsibility. You have to implement your object is the comparable and provide the default sorting order, right?
Right.
But this is not mandatory. Like in the case of department, I have written department class, even I am not implemented. So we are able to sort the list of department or not. Yes, we can do not the default order, not the default, but
Right.
the comparator. Using the comparator, I can pass the comparator and sort. It works.
Right.
So this is the two takeaway from this class for comparing two objected. We have a two interface. One is the
Yeah.
comparable, another is the comparator.
Right.
Comparable is used to write your classes to implement them, right? This is the compare to method. Generally, you're going to write inside the class, right? Override
Right.
this. But this comparator is the functional interface. They can be implemented in the four approaches. An implementation class, like all the I here declare here, right? Notice first time. This is here the implementation
Right.
class,
Right.
anonymous class, lambda expression, and
Mhm.
final method references. Is it clear? So
Yeah.
generally, we feel free to use method reference, very simple, easy, right? Any doubt, any question of the today class?
So I'll make a practice on this
Yes.
just to
These
work on
things
it.
is really, really used while writing application. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sorting, arranging. Because nowadays you can go any website where a list of data. Sometime you did a sorting, right? And the click on
Yeah.
the name, you get the sorted. Even you open the Excel support by default sorting, right? You can support on the column A, column B, column C, right?
Right. Right. So this is what it is. That's how
Yeah.
it's sort.
Yeah. This is very, very important things, and the multiple approaches we'll discuss. And let's you do practice. Any doubt, confusion, be clear. Many times, go to the interview. Sometime interviewer asks, "Where are you going to use the comparator interface? Where are you going to comparable? Both look like the same thing, right?
Right.
Comparator, comparable. So comparable for your Java model means ki whenever writing Java class, at that time you implement this interface and override the compare to method in your class, right? And
Yeah.
this is comparator is while invoking sort method you have to pass the runtime. You pass this comparator. Here runtime you can create multiple comparator by age, by 8, by 9, by any field, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is for the natural order, this is for your custom order. This is for natural
Customer.
order, this is for custom order. Natural order means while class designer decide ki my object of class is comparable on the A field, only one field, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the case of custom order, you decide any number of things you can write. So this is the major differences
And
between
also in the Java interview, they ask
these
to
two.
write
Yes.
code.
Yeah. Sometime I ask, sometime many
Oh,
interviewer
sometimes.
ask.
Oh, I see. I see. Sometimes you ask.
Nowadays, during the lockdown period, after that, mostly interview, if technical, you are going for the technical positions, they
Mhm.
ask you write the code.
Oh, for the technical position. Oh,
Yeah. For the technical position like developer, right?
mm,
Okay. So let's do practice.
right. And also they write in IntelliJ or just like regular, like
Uh,
on a page. IntelliJ.
generally, allow nowadays allow you can use the IntelliJ or any online editor. So that code, if you write some code, if code not compile, not run, what the meaning of that, right?
Right. Right. Oh, they should be able to compile it.
Yeah. I write anything that is not compile, not run. What the meaning of that, right?
Mm,
Okay, good. Let's do practice, right?
sure.
Great discussion.
Yeah. It was a very good topic.
Thank you.